Bam! We are live. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is your host for Mofo, Moise Badis. And as you know, we talk about life, football, sports, and, just the journeys that we go through. And I always want to introduce and share people that I've had a chance to get to know and maybe not so much get to know. And people that I've learned from, whether it's mentees, mentors, what have you. So without further ado, my next guest. So first time I heard this dude's name, let me see, Dan Radakovich on my recruiting trip. Mentioned some linebackers on the team and what they have accomplished up to that point, the team and everything. And what's funny is Murray Poole thought that I was you. Let me tell you how that happened. So on me, Murray, and Peanut, Javon O'Neal, we're all on the same recruiting trip, and y'all was in spring football, and I don't know what the hell Rad told Murray, but Murray went home saying, "Yo, man, we got this linebacker named Nate List, man." So he thought I was you. I don't know why, but he heard so much, but never saw the picture, obviously. So that was funny. Let me tell you the next memory that stands out to me as relates to you. I don't know if you remember my first year camp when I got that concussion. You probably don't remember this, but it was during camp. I don't know who, I ran head first into one of the pads of one of the freshmen in the drill. And I was against the fence. I was out of it. I don't remember much about that's kind of hazy, but I remember your face. Man, I looked over because I couldn't see out of my right eye, but I looked with my left eye at you, and you had this look on your face like, damn, I'm fucked up. That's the first thing I said. Your face said it all. I said, damn, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked right now. And then that's the only memory I have of that when I had that concussion. But but before I go, man, before I go into more detail, we're gonna talk more. But I want to first and foremost highlight some things to my listeners, because I truly believe that, if you're gonna go to a school to play football, your recruiting process, if you're a dog, you're gonna look up the stats of the people at your position, and you're supposed to be trying to break it. That's just how I think, right? So I want to read some stats for some folks. My next guest, from Industry, PA, small town. Okay?
Yeah, real.
Very small town. We're gonna talk more about that. 4-year starter, 309 total tackles, second all time, 130 solo. Led the team in tackles in 1996 with 89. Longest interception return for a touchdown in school history, 94 yards.
Yeah, 94, 97.
94 yards. I think here's a good stat. Linebackers, 5th all-time interceptions with 11 at LB. So DBs, step up. All-American, 2-time All-Conference. I played to the right side of this guy. My next guest, Robert Moore's football legend, Nate List. What's going on, my brother?
How you doing, Mo? I appreciate that intro. That was nice.
I'm good. Did you expect that kind of intro?
No, I just thought we were talking. That's all.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, man, it's been fun for me doing this podcast because, again, with my concussions, there's so much I remember. There's a lot that I don't remember. And I could say that the way I was as a undergrad student and coming in from Kemper, my mindset was just totally different. You know what I'm saying? Football was like, it was a job, man. It was a way out. I didn't, think of it trying to go no NFL. I didn't have fun the way I wanted to, because it was just a job. It was business for me. And that's one of the biggest regrets. But in this journey, man, of reaching out to former teammates, what have you, man, just hearing stories, man, guys I recruited. I'm looking forward to, you and other guys that I played with, because I'm trying to think. I have not talked to anyone that I've played with. I probably have too many concussions now. I'm my short-term memory right now. But no, I think you might be the first player I got a bunch on the list that's waiting, but you're the first. No, yeah, you're the first one I played with. Yeah, you're the first person that I played with that I'm interviewing. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, Nate List, man. So first things first, man. Tell me about Industry PA, because the name suggests something. I'm guessing again, Rust Belt history with the steel mills, everything that area represents. So tell me about growing up in Industry.
Well, actually, Industry is a super small town. So to give you an idea how small, my graduating class had 75 guys in it. 75 total people.
Total people.
Yes, 75
I have
total.
75.
Yeah, right. My high school from 7th grade to 12th grade had 500, less than 500.
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
That's how small. As far as the name goes, there's no industry in our town. There are only houses and little houses. There's a hotel that is like a hotel motel type place, and that's it. There are no stoplights. The main street that goes through there, you go through at about 45 miles an hour, and there's no reason to stop. Yeah.
So what do y'all do for fun, man? I'm just trying to picture a kid from Miami. I'm trying to picture growing up like that. Like, what did y'all do for fun?
Well, I mean, there was two schools of thought there. There was the kids that were into the social scene and hanging out and partying and doing those types of things. And I really wasn't a part of that. I basically did sports. So if I wasn't, I'd go to practice after school every day, and then because I did basketball, baseball, and football, so I had something going on all the time. And then when I came home, the guys that I hung out with, we either went and played basketball or football or baseball after school too. It's just what we did. It's right on the river, so we did do a lot of fishing and swimming in the river, that type of thing. I mean, I could walk out my front door and down over the hill, and the river's right there, the Ohio River. So, I wasn't much of a socialite, so I didn't go to too many parties or anything like that. But those are basically your two choices. You either there's a lot of hunting and fishing, that type of stuff. Those guys do that stuff, but I didn't do that when I was in high school.
Okay. So speaking of sports, let's get right into that. So you list several sports. What was your first official organized sport that you played?
Baseball was my first. I was 5 when I started baseball.
Pee-wee baseball. What position?
Oh God, I have no idea. I don't even think you have positions when you're 5 years old. You just run after the ball, right?
Yeah, that's right. I never played baseball, and so I know very little. But okay,
yeah.
So 5 years old baseball, and did you fall in love with it? How was your experience with baseball?
It was always active. I kind of have I guess we're competitors at heart, so it was just like I don't know how to explain it. I always competed. I enjoy, and that's what I enjoy the most is just competing. I mean, you can ask my friends. I got high school friends that I grew up with. When we played basketball, they were like, "Hey, let's just shoot around." I was like, "No, we're playing a game. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose." You know what I mean? That's and I did not like to lose.
Hey, okay. Here's the question: I'm pretty sure you watched Last Dance, Michael Jordan story.
Yeah, I watched most of it. Yeah.
Oh dude, you gotta watch the whole thing. Just based on everything, because the question I was gonna ask you is, are you Michael Jordan obsessive competitive, or is it just within the context of sport?
You know what? I would like to say I'm Michael Jordan type competitive. You know what I mean? I don't know that. Obviously, I don't know that he's pretty elite. I don't know that I would say, but I'd say I'm along those lines. So anything that I undertake, I want to do well, and I want other people to respect what I do. You know what I mean?
Right. And for me, I'm gonna tell you why. Again, I highly recommend that you watch it, because I think we all know all Michael Jordan's physical attributes, but I think that what it highlights is the psychological piece, because he was on some other stuff, and I've heard those with that mentality. Shannon Sharp is another good one, as far as the obsession and what he was willing to give up. Family. And he said, I had to give up family, and told my family that. And I was like, that's kind of deep. That's a whole nother level type obsession. But I know you're a family man, and you know, that's why I mentioned that. So, okay, so baseball. So what was your next sport?
Football. Yeah.
Football. What? Yeah. How old?
8 years old.
8 years old. Now, Dad, I know you remember what position you started at that age.
I think my first, I played defensive end and tight end. Yeah.
You started?
Yeah. Again, it's not like where you probably grew up. You know, so where I grew up, it's like the miniature version of high school. So actually, you can get on Netflix and watch that. What is it? Steel City, the Friday Night Tykes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the league I grew up playing in.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I definitely I want to watch that again for sure.
Yeah, well, you should watch it because that's got the Twins in it.
Oh, yes, right. It sure did. As I remember, you're right. You're as Aliquippa. Yes, sir. Right. So, okay, cool. So you started at tight end, defensive end, and were you good? Were you not good? Were your team good? How was that experience starting out?
Well, again, so if I'll refer to that Friday Night Tyke, everybody can take a look, you know, if they're interested to see. But that would be we were a smaller town, and then we're playing Aliquippa, Beaver Falls, you know, Hopewell, you know. So we did okay. I mean, we were probably average, but you know, it is different. I can say that now because I've gone through it with my son too, where I've coached him in that same league, and it is a different mentality. Like you said, you saw it as a job to get out, and some of those young kids in like the Aliquippas and the Beaver Falls, that's the way they look at it too. So you got kids in our group who are just playing just because they thought they'd try it out and have fun, and then you got kids in the other group that are on a mission. You know what I mean? So you know, you can imagine how that goes.
Yeah, man. I had a whole new profound respect for Western PA football, for real. Just, you know, because, you know, as far as places that I've lived in and visited, I would only compare the passion for football to, you know, where I'm from. You know, and everybody know about Florida football, but yeah, Western PA got some dogs. You know, you go down that list, you know, of NFL legends, you know, folks can do their research, but yeah, Western PA is the truth when it comes to the sport of football. Man, these mosquitoes are serious out here, man. I'm getting tore up. I ran back to the room to put on long sleeves. I got on sweatpants, and it's about still 90 degrees. I'm sweating like CC's and Meat's jock right now, dude. For real, man. Who's, by the way, man, I just right before you I clicked on, man, I thought about Meat, man. He has to be somebody that I interview for sure.
Yeah, yes.
And speaking of, and I'm gonna fast forward, I'm gonna break my own rule, man. I'm gonna break my own rule, because usually I go through the progression of someone's life, and then we get to where we connect. But screw that. Tell me how good it felt to have CC and Meat in front of you.
Well, here's where my inexperience will come through, because I came in and was a quarterback and had never played linebacker before in my life.
Wow. God dang it. I was hoping we going to progress to that, but good. Yeah. That makes the story even better. But go ahead, man.
Yeah. So I probably didn't understand how good it was until there's a couple of times they put some people in front of me that didn't take up two guys. and as you can attest, you and I worked out together. I wasn't the biggest dude. I wasn't the strongest dude. That wasn't my forte. I needed people to keep people away from me. So I probably didn't give them the respect that or the props at that moment. I have since, for sure. I do know that Murray likes to tell a story where I went to the sideline and said, "You got to put Murray back in." I need him in practice. So you have to ask him about that. But if you
I will.
Yeah.
Oh
man. Looking back on it, I'm real glad. It was real nice to have guys that suck up the whole offensive line in front of you.
And as a person who only played middle linebacker 1 year before, I did know right away, because I knew CC.
Yeah.
Because I witnessed, I don't know if you ever witnessed, but I witnessed CC bench press 225 49 times.
Yeah.
I knew that was my introduction to CC at Kemper. It's on the bench press. So I knew that. And I saw meat and I saw his feet, and I just saw his willingness to and I said, Lord, oh man, I knew how good you had it. I knew it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So we're gonna go back. Let's just go backwards again. So eventually you get the playing quarterback. What grade? How old? Well, no, I'm hoping that's ninth grade.
Well, yeah, actually it was. So when I left my last year in the youth program, I grew tall, got tall, and it caused me to have what they call Osgood flotters, which is a knee thing. So I couldn't take any shots with my knees. I couldn't kneel on a knee. You know what I mean? Football is all about taking one knee. Probably till the senior in college, I couldn't kneel like that. I'd have to push the pad down and be on the top of my knee because of that Osgood slaughter, and I had it in both knees. So prior to that, my thoughts were fullback. That's what I was going to play, But then my knees were bad, so I just said, the junior high coach called me in the summer to make sure I was going to play for him in the fall. And I said, yeah, I'm going to play, but I'd like to try quarterback because my knees are in bad shape right now. And he said, yeah, absolutely. So I started playing quarterback there in ninth grade. Quarterback and free safety kind of went together. And then, small school, you got, 28 kids on a team. You play both ways. So, I was
so you got to play quarterback and safety, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Man. So I'm just again, as a coach, and you know what I'm about to say, man, you got to truly experience and learn the game in a whole unique way, playing those two positions. For anybody that truly knows, the free safety is the or the middle linebacker, depending on the system, is the quarterback of, defense. So and be able to read defenses and from free safety, knowing what the quarterback's thinking. My goodness. So how many picks did you have your freshman year at free? No, you're not gonna remember that, but I'm gonna guess.
No, I remember that. I never played in high school until I was my junior year. I played quarterback because the starting quarterback blew out his knee, so I got to play part of the season until we got into the playoffs, and then he came back to play in the playoffs. I played for an old school coach, and it was very rare, you know what I mean, that younger kid, if they had a quarterback, and the kid that was in front of me was real fast. I wasn't quarterback like you're thinking, like Miami football. No, this is 1957 football. It was I ran as a quarterback in high school. We ran the option, and my speed. So there you go, right? So yeah, it was not. Yeah, I say in high school I got a good base, but like how you just said, I got to learn. It was very, very, very basic. That's why I lasted one day at quarterback when we got to Robert Morris, because they started talking about shit, and I was like, I have no idea I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because I wasn't taught any of that.
Right, man. So, oh man. So your junior year, play a little couple games. Senior year, you started quarterback.
Yeah, senior year I started both ways. Yeah.
And you run the option.
Yeah.
So how many yards did you rush for?
Well, that I don't know. It was probably 500. I don't nothing real impressive. No. Actually, I led the Whippeal in interceptions as a free safety.
I'm guessing y'all didn't throw too often.
No, not really.
So how many picks did you have then? So you had to have.
I want to say 8 or 9.
Yeah, see that's what I was expecting. Yes, that's what I was waiting for. So 8 or 9 picks, at free safety. Okay, so your senior year, I'm guessing. What was your record? High school senior year.
I want to say we were a little over 500.
500, yeah, us too, man. But we could not get better than 500. My school.
The 2 years before me, we were in the playoffs and did pretty well. There was a group of guys that came through that were really good, and then the year after me, they went to the state championship game actually.
Okay.
We had a bunch of. The year I was a senior, most of our backfield were sophomores, so they took a year to mature, and they did well.
They are tearing me up.
I can see them running around.
Dude, it's not you can see them?
Yeah.
Holy dude, they like birds, man. Oh, these Tennessee. Oh man. Yeah, let's keep this thing going, dude. So tell me about your recruiting process. What was that like? So and how the hell did you end up at Robert Morris?
Well, I ended up at Robert Morris because there was no other. There wasn't any place else really. I mean, there was a smaller school like Geneva, which is a local school. And I did that school has religious classes, and I was terrified of taking religious classes. Not for learning it, but for not being able to pass. Like a philosophy type thing. I wanted a business. That's all I wanted was a business education.
Right.
Really, I think it was at the like an awards dinner or something like that for our conference or for the Whippeal that Joe Walton was one of the speakers, and him and Rad had come to a couple of my games. Other than that, that was the extent of my recruiting. There was no, I wasn't.
That's it then. You just said it. You had the head coach. You had the 2 NFL legends just happen to be, checking you out. That is the recruiting process.
Well, yeah, but I meant like there's no. It was either them or no one else. That's what I meant.
Hey, again, we know the legend. We gonna talk about Bad Rad, but his ability to scout talent. He know how to spot them out, and he as a GA, I could say that I learned a whole lot, and grateful for some of the kids I was able to spot because of what Rad taught me, as far as what to look for. So you end up at Robert Morris. So I asked, there is one person that I did interview, Dante Payne.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. So he told me that actually he is. So Rad and Walton recruited you technically, but he was the official out area recruit for Robert Morris, and he's the one that got Piante Crew and Tim Hall. So he was like, and I'm like, damn, Dante. So without you, I don't get to Robert Morris either. So we look at this pipeline of what he's responsible for. But in how I got a chance to speak to Robert Frazier on the phone, so looking forward to interviewing him as well. But I wanted to ask you about camp. What was that like? So y'all report when you report to Robert Morris, when you first walk in the locker room and however things are set up, and just how the amount of people, and you probably feeling people out looking around. And what was camp like?
My first memory of camp is showing up, and you're signing up for where you're registering where you're going to stay. And again, my freshman year, I lived at home. I didn't stay on campus because I lived close enough, and that was one of my things about going to Robert Morris is I was a homebody. I was immature, and I was fine with me to stay home. You know what I mean? So my first thoughts or memories is that there was a million kids. I was like, oh my God, I come from a team that has 28 on the whole team, and now I'm standing here with like 200 people. Like, what in God's name is going on? So that's kind of like it was overwhelming for someone that comes from such a small place. So when I got there, it was like, oh my God, there is a million guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And I'll tell you this, you won't know this name, but some of the other guys that the first guy I remember seeing when I'm thinking, I got to compete quarterback, was this kid named Jason Baxter. And I don't know if you ever met him. I doubt it because he didn't come back after his freshman year. Jason Baxter was from New Jersey, but he wasn't Baldino jersey. He was cowboy hat and cowboy boots jersey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I was totally confused. You know what I mean? And he was the first person I saw that was put together. When I came there, I hadn't touched a weight in my life. I'd never lifted a weight. I just played ball. That was it. And I saw him and was like, wow, that dude's a specimen. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, I don't know that this may be a mistake. So that's my very first impression when I first showed up. I don't remember the locker room or the situation. I remember, and again, because I got changed. I was a quarterback when I first got there, but that was only like 2 days of camp. And they were like, nah, that's not going to work.
I remember what you did. Yeah, do you remember what you did for them to say, oh, hell no, you out of here?
Well, so here's my memory of quarterback at Robert Morris. The first thing they're going to teach you is that cadence that they do. Ready, set. Yeah. I couldn't do that. I could not do that. Joe Walsh, yes. Like I was an idiot. I could not say ready, set the way, and I didn't understand it. I'm saying it like I think he's saying it, and he's like, no, say it again. No. I spent 45 minutes saying ready, set, ready, set, ready, set. I'm listening to these other guys saying, I'm saying the same shit. What are you talking about? And they were like, no, okay. So then, in warm-ups, I remember throwing, and Jake Newman came late because Jake Newman was injured. So I think it was the second day or third day he was cleared because he had an ankle injury. And Jake came in and started, throwing in warm-ups. And Cleary and I were still quarterbacks at that time. And we'll both tell you that I can remember looking at Jake, watching Jake throw with that quick release that he had and thinking, well, that's the end of that. I better find some other place to go. And that afternoon, they sent me to the defensive side. I think I threw one or two passes, but again, I was an option quarterback, had zero pocket presence, none of that stuff. So as soon as I dropped back in one of Joe's things and somebody came through the line, I was gone. I was running. You know what I mean? But I'm not fast. So this, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter.
Oh man, I'm just literally just picturing you and Cleary watching things do that. I mean, that sounds like a movie, man. That sounds like some movie shit. And the fact that two quarterbacks, one go to the middle linebacker and the other one starts at guard for 4 years. I mean, just again, you gotta be humble. That's one thing people had to learn at Robert Morris. You had to be humble because to see people transition from positions that they egos would not allow them to accept. I remember Deotis Powell, for example. he was hell bent on playing defensive end, and we like, dude, you are not an end. At Kemper, like, you not an end. I remember Walton, I can't wait to interview Deotis too, man. It's like, you know, going from making that transition to left tackle and being one of the best, you know, but again, he trusted, you know, what Rad said, you know, and so I'm guessing, so you get on the defensive side, then what? What do you do to catch Rad's attention?
Well, honestly, they put me at safety at first, you know, because I had played safety in college. But again, I mean, I had played safety in high school, but there's no way I'm playing safety at the college. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know, 6'3" and can't run. You know, right? No. So that lasted for a half of practice, and then actually, it's a pretty interesting story, and it's probably why I am so. Like, Rad is my guy, my coach. If anybody ever asks who's the greatest coach, you know what I mean? And it started with, I got called into the office in between practices or after a practice, you know, I forget, I don't know the timing. And Rad said, hey, you know, we want to move you to linebacker. And I can remember sitting there thinking, well, this is pretty much the end of my football, you know what I mean? Because I'm not you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't known as a hitter or anything like that.
Right.
You know, so I'm thinking, oh God, you know. And so I don't know where it came from because I'm not normally that way. But I said that's I'll do whatever the team, whatever you think's best. All I ask is that I get a fair shake. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said to Rad. And Rad looked right across to me and said, well, you're the starting middle linebacker. How's that for a fair shake? So I had never played a down or done anything, and he told me I was the starting middle linebacker. Now, at that time, I was staying with a kid, with another guy I don't think you'll remember because he didn't come back after freshman year. His name was Adam Kometz. He was the starting middle linebacker at that time, you know, through day 3 of practice or whatever. Well, he was also a commuter. So the commuters all stayed. So you remember, like, Adams Hall had those common areas, like down in the basement or whatever, or, you know. Well, that's where they put all the commuters. They put bunk beds in there, and you shared that big area because you were leaving, you know, when school started anyway. So he and I were in there together. So, you know, I'm thinking, oh my God, now, you know, because we had been talking, you know, how practices are going and things like that. I'm thinking, oh my God, now I got to tell this dude I haven't been there for a minute, and the guy already told me, you know, and I'm the kind of person I don't want, if I know something and it's going to affect you, I'm not, you know, even though it's negative, I don't want to be, you know what I mean, like squirrely about it. I was just like, hey, I just want you to know this is what it. So you know, it was. I'm sure he wasn't happy, and he and I are still friends actually, and we saw each other a couple times through the years, and you know, he doesn't like Rad, but you know, he and I are still cool. So you know, that's the dynamic. You know what I mean? That's how easy and how fast it can go. I mean, I can tell you, if Rad didn't say you're the starter, I would have went to practice with zero confidence. You know what I mean? I would have had I'd have been like, you know what, I'm screwed. They put a quarterback at middle linebacker. You know what I mean? I'll do my best. I ain't going to quit, you know, because I wanted to play, but I wouldn't have had any confidence. And I don't know how that would have affected, you know, how I went along. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you, that's a very powerful and profound, you know, statement that you're making, because that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? You played like that too. You played like that. You played free. You played the way I wish I could have. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I couldn't have fun because the business side of it was so, you know, on my mind. The stress of that, man. Again, a lot of people don't know my parents' 5th grade education from Haiti. So I'm the firstborn. I filled out my own FAFSA forms. You know what I'm saying? I graduated high school with a 2.1 and a 14 ACT. Kemper was the only school that said yes. You know what I'm saying? So football, again, I wish I could have, you know, played free, you know what I'm saying? And watching certain people on the field and on the team, man, I just like, man, I wish I could have. But Yeah, again, and you had rad voter confidence. Oh man, like I know that stamp of approval, like you said, had to feel great. So you and your guy, y'all, whatever the issue is, what it is, you in practice. How long did it take you to learn the 4-3?
Probably till my junior year.
So it wasn't just me then. I'm
Yeah.
glad it wasn't just me.
No.
That's hilarious.
I was probably faking it till I make it. Good way, yeah, probably till junior year. Then I'd say junior year is when it clicked, and I probably understood, more of what he was saying and doing. Hell, half the freshman year, we'd go into meetings and why'd you shift the line this way? Well, because you called this. Well, that's not what that means. Here's the tight end. You should have shifted it to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's how actually, me being dumb. That's how a lot of things got the names got changed. Open and tight. That's because of me. You know what I mean? Because it was.
Hey, check this out. Hey, watch this. Hey, hold on. Boy, I tell you what, since you said that shit, I'm coming to your ass for some questions. But some shit I still don't understand. But your ass do, so good. I'm so glad to know that. But yeah, man, I do you have one of these?
I think I do have one. I think I have one that's before that.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do. Yeah, man. So open it. Golly, well, hold on. You taking me back right now. So you might as well explain it. What was it about that? Why was that? So what exactly? You remember why?
What I remember mostly is that it was. He wanted me to go. He wanted the line to shift to the open end of the line. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like the east side. You know what I mean, or something like that. But
you probably said some shit like, "Well, why don't we just call it open then?"
I probably did. That's probably what I did. I just remember that it used to be called something before that, and then he called it open and tight. So okay, easy. I go to the tight end side or I go to the open side. That's it. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Good. So you're the reason why the defense got simplified into a language that regular human beings can understand. Because that means it was way more complicated before.
I would say I'd be part of it, but I wouldn't take full credit. I think Harper was Harper still around when you got there? Okay.
Oh, so Harper recruited me.
Okay. So Harper was really good at taking Rad. You know that he was really good at taking Rad and making him. There's a bridge between us and Rad. He's way other level thinking. You know what I mean? And so I think Harper, had a lot to do with a lot of the different terminologies, and he also was a big saying, "Hey, look, Rad, we can't get nuts because these kids, they're just coming together. They don't know what the hell's going on, let alone, you want to do, buzzes and stams and zips, and we're like, nah, we should probably just go with Cloud and Cloud and Red Doctor and
right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you so funny, man. It didn't click for me until 3 years after we stopped playing when I was coaching high school with Ralph Clark in DC. So Ralph is the head coach. He hired me as a defensive coordinator. I promise to God, I don't know how Ralph got a copy of the book, of the playbook. But when I went through straight to 4-3, and I promise to God, as I'm looking at it, everything made sense. And I'm just like, and I was just so pissed. I'm happy, but I'm pissed because I'm like, why now? All of a sudden, when I say everything, I mean the stunts, everything, because I'm picturing it, and because repetition, and again with my concussions, man. I just almost cried, man, because I'm like, I knew this shit, man. I knew this shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So yeah. But like I said, them concussions. But anyway. But so you day one, first game of the season. I know. The first game, the crowd, the excitement, the build up. You starting that middle linebacker. What's your fondest memory, or what do you remember from game one, day one?
Well, the win is the fondest. You know, nobody expect. You didn't know what to expect.
Right.
I remember it was Waynesburg, and I remember going to Waynesburg. Now, again, we're coming from Robert Morris, and again, I didn't get recruited, so I didn't go to a bunch of schools and see a bunch of better stuff. But Robert Morris, everything was brand new because they didn't have anything. Right. I remember going to Waynesburg, and Waynesburg is one of the oldest schools in the area, and I remember thinking, "Wow, this is not very nice." You know what I mean? This is kind of a dump, you know. And then the Waynesburg field is right next to a train. The train tracks are right behind the opposing, and every time it comes through, it blows its horn, you know, for the sting of the Yellow Jackets. I'll never forget that. They're the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets, you know, the sting of the Yellow. But I just remember and that's what I always tell people about when I'm coaching. You know, we were a bunch of guys that came together, a bunch of guys that didn't really have, you know, we had chips on our shoulders because people didn't think, you know, you didn't have the offer. You know what I mean? You know what it was. And so we just said, you know what? We're just going to play. You want me to play here? Then okay, I'll play here, and I'm just going to do it. And you were happy for everybody's success. There was no, you know, you weren't jealous. You know what I mean? It was just a common goal, and that's what I remember. It started right then in that first game. It was just, you could just see it. You know, it was just, no, we're gonna make this happen, and you know, everybody's gonna do their part, and we're gonna enjoy it and have fun, and we're gonna win some games.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Again, one of the things, you know, during the recruiting process, I went through the book and just like, man, this is year 3. I remember walking in like, this is only year 3, and just the buzz in the locker room, and CC just kept saying, bro, we gonna win a ring. We are going to win a ring. It would just became this mantra, you know, and so, but back up though.
Uh-huh.
I know you got a good Tim Hall story. What's your favorite Tim Hall story?
My favorite Tim Hall story?
Yeah.
My favorite Tim Hall story would be in camp. I am, again, you know, you played with me. I'm not the big hitter linebacker. I'm not the prototypical linebacker. That ain't me, right? I had one opportunity to tackle Tim Hall in my life, and it was in camp at Aliquippa at the pit where we did the pregame, you know, the second week scrimmage.
Yes, sir.
And I can remember the hole opening up. And me going in, and now I'm a sophomore at this time, so I'm still only, I don't know, 210 pounds maybe, you know what I mean? With no strength at all. I just started lifting the year before, and I'm not a hitter. And the only thing I could think of as that man was coming at me was get low and hit his feet and hope to hell you don't die.
Yeah.
And so I dove into his legs. And I don't think I even hit his legs. All I remember is I hit the ground, and I got up, and I looked behind me, and there he went.
He jumped over you?
I don't know what the hell he did, because I had my eyes closed. I was head down. I did everything wrong. All I didn't want to do is die. That's what I remember. I remember going into that hole. I did not have linebacker mentality, Mo. You know that.
Yeah.
So when I got, as you know, my junior year I was 225, my senior year 250. Then I got a little bit of but that was just a little bit. You know, at that time I was thinking that guy's gonna break me in half if I hit him. So I got to make this look good, but not die.
Oh, that's hilarious, man! Rest in peace, Robert Morris legend, of the original, the standard man, Tim Hall. So first game, y'all winning, and y'all playing a whole bunch of homecoming games and spoiling people's homecoming. How fun was that?
It was, I tell you, like I said, from that first game, it was just expected. It wasn't, we weren't shocked. We were just doing what we were going to do. The biggest one was Duquesne. So when we first year program, we come in, we're crosstown rivals, and we're both 5-0. That's the one, so that one, you definitely remember, the crowd was big, most you've ever played in front of. But again, I don't remember the crowd. I remember just just playing. You know what I mean? Like that was my focus. It was just, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to make some plays. And I think that's what everybody on the team had, that same mentality, and that's why we were able to accomplish what we accomplished. The following year, not to get ahead, but that's where we had a sophomore slump for sure. We got a little bit of a big head.
Let's go into that. So y'all finished 7-1-1. Nobody expects that, of course. Now going into the sophomore year, everybody know who you are now. Ain't nobody you can't hide anymore. Everybody know, okay, this team is for real. So you call it a sophomore slump, but y'all lost a whole bunch of games, 4 games by a total of very small number.
Yeah,
So describe that. How a sophomore slump? What happened?
Well, I think the first year we felt like we got slighted. We didn't get to play in a bowl game, but I don't know that we ever really were. In our minds we thought we were going to, but you're really on, what do they call it, probation or whatever, that first year. So I don't think you ever really could have. But the word around the locker room was, well, we could have, but they picked somebody else to go in front of us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think coming out our sophomore year, we thought we knew a little more, or we thought we were a little more badass than we really were. And that was the year that Rad left. Rad went to Europe. And Lance Mel came in, and Lance Mel was awesome, and I love that dude. But Lance Mel was a player, so he was a player's coach. Like, he was all about fun, and you know what I mean? Like, he's just an awesome guy to be around. You know what I mean? So it was really fun, but I think some of the scheme was lost. You know what I mean? And honestly, I don't really know. I don't. It just to me, when I think back on it, it felt like there were a couple teams that were just badder than us. You know what I mean? For us, Wagner was always tough. Yeah. So Wagner put a whooping on us. I think they beat us our sophomore year, but I remember I think we lost to I know we lost to Gannon, and I remember Gannon had some monsters. They had just. I remember there being rumors about they had just come from scholarship ball. You know how that goes when you're non-scholar. So, but they just had some studs. I remember that. They had a big lineman who got to me. I remember a lot. It beat me up pretty good. I just remember taking a couple butt whoopings. We lost to Mercyhurst. I don't think we played very well in that game, if I recall. But it just I think we got a little ahead of ourselves there, and it humbled us, which I think led us to what our future was. Yeah.
Okay. So junior year, 1996. That's my first year. This is when I'm excited, and I almost quit football after Kemper. And if it wasn't for CC and those guys, man, and telling me about y'all success, and he just kept saying, Mo, we gonna win. He said, you better come on, man. You're gonna be a part of this. You can help us out. And I remember coming on a recruiting trip, and this was like doing spring ball. So this is like spring '96, and I love the energy. I could have went to another school on scholarship, man, but they suck, dude. They suck so bad. I could have been the man. When I tell you, I could have been the man, and I said, hell no, because of what we went through in high school. So this is how my football career started. 9th grade, I played Little League. I didn't play high school. I played Little League because in Florida, check this out, you can play. You could be a ninth grader and play your last year little league. So you don't have to rush into high school football. You can still develop, and which is a huge advantage that we have down south. And so then 10th grade, I sucked. Freshman year, I'm 5'2", 140 pounds. I mean, just a chubby piece of shit. Sophomore, thought not too much bigger. Talk a lot of shit. Junior year, you know, starting to grow. Senior year, again, terrible grades. I'm decent. I played everything, long snapper, and I played center. Yeah. And then I get the Kemper. But to go from that losing, so I go 12-1 for first year in football. After that, 1-7, 2-8, 5-5. Get the Kemper, 5-5, 6-4. I'm like, no. I hear what y'all doing. I'm like, how many games they lose sophomore year? Only year 2? Okay. Made out here. CC, Kelly Pierre, knew about Rob Frazier, knew about Tim Hall. I'm trying to think of some other, Darnell Gardner. I'm trying to think of some other guys from Kemper, you know, and they just kept like, yo, you need to come. And yeah, get the camp. And I remember what I did to get Rad's attention. Because if Walton would have had his way, he's going to move me to running back. And Rad ran over and put his arm around me like, I can't let Joe see you. Get over here. Stay over here. And yeah. So junior year, man, that was literally, I say, saved my mental, because I just wanted to just be a part of success for the first time in a long time. And again, that energy felt right, man, right from day one in camp, man. Everything and it was clicking, and I felt like, man, I'm behind. I got to try to learn this shit. And of course, concussion messed me up, but a few times I did get on the field my junior year, you know, a lot of fun. But what do you remember about junior year? Because again, it's the year we win the ring and we accomplished that goal. What's some thoughts from junior year?
Junior year that's the year we went on that scoreless streak, right? We kept, that's what I just remember. We all, you know, to me, we all knew what we were doing then. You know what I mean? So now we were becoming dogs. You know what I mean? Like we, you know, I knew where Roachford was going to be. I knew where, you know, O'Connell, Manilac. I knew where they were going to be. You know, I knew the guys in front of me, what they were going to be doing. They knew where they were going. You know, and now instead of playing somewhat, you play slower when you're thinking. Now we're not thinking. Now we're just playing.
Man, you don't understand how much this interview means to me because y'all was clicking. Ooh, y'all was clicking. I felt like the outsider, like, shit. Again, how am I going to learn this? Because I did not want to be the reason why, you know, not winning. But I put so much pressure. But y'all was a fine oil machine, man. I used to love watching how the defense would shift when Dunn would make a rotation, rotate call, that cover 3, and how everybody knew and know stunts, man. I again, because at Kemper, we didn't get real coaching until my sophomore year, and we ran the Miami Hurricanes defense because our head coach was the defensive back coach for Jimmy Johnson at University of Miami. So everything we did my sophomore year was based on whatever the Miami Hurricanes did. So, but man, dude, our freshman year, you would have received the coaching that we received. Dude, I can remember one practice, dude. There was a broken jaw, 3 broken arms.
Jeez.
Well, dude, you would not believe the crap we went through. When I say I almost gave up football, man, Robert Morris was a saving grace, and because I almost turned my back. I wouldn't watch it. I don't think I would have watched it on TV after my Kemper experience. I'm dead serious, man. So get the junior year, man. Then everything's clicking, man. And what was your favorite game our junior year?
Townsend was a pretty big dog, and they put a thumping on us that sophomore year, and so and they had just left a scholarship league, so probably that 7-0. That one was probably we blanked them. We kind of beat their ass. You know what I mean? Even though it's not a lot of, we didn't score a lot of points. But Joe had a tendency to do that every once in a while.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I love about that game. I'm glad you mentioned that was the first game I started.
Is that right?
Game I started. Yeah, man. Because again, remember concussion. Addy would not let me touch anything, and Brad said you're gonna play defense and defend. Trying to learn the shit. Gardner was in front of me, and I remember Mercyhurst's first game. I did okay. There was a sack that I was supposed to have. I didn't get. Did you return the fumble that game for a touchdown? Right?
Yeah.
That's I think that's the yeah. That was you. Yeah. That's the long. Yeah. Hey, I don't know if I mentioned that record. Longest fumble return for a touchdown in school history. I'm pretty certain of that. So add that to the list if you trying to come to Robert Morris. And then Butler, that was some. Butler was a lot of fun, boy. That was home. I think that was the first home game. We blanked them out like 38-0. That was one of the games where we could not do no wrong, dude. I remember it so well. It was clicking. And then Townsend was game 3. And golly, that was some real. We knew what D1 was like. So they were some dogs. They handed offense. I don't care what none of the offensive players say. They handed it to y'all. Y'all better thank us, thank the D, because we saved y'all ass that game. Y'all saved us some games too, but we saved y'all ass that game. Game 4, I can't remember what was the 4th game, but Dayton stood out to me.
Would 4 be Central Connecticut?
Possibly, and that's at their field, right? Or
no, I was at their field because that's the one everybody tells the rad story about. Because we beat their ass, and they didn't score again, but we came out so early that's how we gave up our first points of the year.
That's right. We whooped it. If I'm not mistaken, that was their homecoming too. We whooped their ass. Yes. Yeah. I remember Archie for some reason after the game. Archie had run for like 150 yards something, and there's this steep hill that led to where our buses were, and I was with Harper, and Archie just ran up this hill with this energy like he didn't run for 150 yards in a D1 football game, and Harper was like, my God, that kid is an athlete, and we just were like shaking our heads like, it was a real steep hill, but we whooped their ass. I remember that, whooped their ass. So Central Connecticut was game 4. Is game 5 Dayton?
It might have been. That's the one we lost with the field goal.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. I had a sack that game. I remember that one. I had a nice little sack that one.
I might have cost us the game in that one.
You?
Yeah.
For real? How?
O'Connell.
No, hold on. Back up. First of all, let me say this before you tell this story. Longest interception return in school history was by this guy too. That same game. Before you tell this story, but go ahead.
Well, no, that wasn't that. Was that game? Oh, maybe. No, I'm thinking. Oh, you know what? I'm getting confused. I'm thinking I cost us our senior year.
At home.
Yes, at home. Yeah. Because O'Connell. So we played Butler a couple weeks.
Oh, the clip.
Yeah, I didn't clip him. I cut him. I cut him on an interception. But that's because a referee, and that's why O'Connell would never get mad at me, because O'Connell and I talked to the referee at Butler when we saw that happen. We said, hey, that's illegal. You can't do that. And the referee said, no, that's legal. So as soon as I got my first chance, all them chop blocks that we deal with, I was chopping son of a bitch as soon as I got a chance. and so happened O'Connell returned that for a touchdown, but it got called back because illegal block below the weight. But that was our
Damn,
senior.
man.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
That was our senior.
yeah. So,
No, I guess I tried to win the Dayton one by myself, if I recall.
which game was that?
Yeah, right. I needed a team of 11 guys to block for me to get 97 yards and 6
Yo,
minutes.
that joy, I'm gonna tell you, boy, you had an alley, you had a lane. I remember, if I'm trying to remember the game, the play specifically, because I remember it was Gardner Roach, whoever the crosser was coming across, and Roach jammed him right within the, and you just was right there, boom. And I remember Gardner, for some reason, Gardner was a hell of a lead for you. Yeah. His long stride, and and watching that convoy, man, that was so cool, boy. You looking back, oh man, yeah, that was everybody just going crazy, man. That was so cool. It's silence on the other side. All those people on that side was just so quiet, man. We love that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Central Connecticut broke our streak because we let them, But as far as starters were concerned, we don't count that. But Dayton did, boy, Dayton, man.
They were always tough, man.
Always tough, man. And I always had a profound respect for playing against Dayton and they house. But boy, they were some cutting ass mofos, boy. And it's funny, again, receiving real coaching. I remember the first time, not remember the first time, but just remember peel drill and having to master peel drill. And if you ain't no halfway decent athlete, you're going to get hurt, and learning that technique. Again, shout out to Dan Radakovich for, I think, invented that, learning how to, what do you call it? I'm trying to remember, boom. You gotta get the hands and give a little, you know what I'm saying? Give a little ground. That's right, yeah, man. But yeah, Dayton. But I'm trying to remember some other memory. Oh man, I remember a game, but I didn't get a lot of playing time. Wagner, Ricky Sorrell.
Yeah.
Holy cow! And it's funny. I've actually had a chance to talk to him. A couple years ago, and I'm gonna definitely try to get an interview with him. For those who don't know, I'm talking about the Northeast Conference all-time leading rusher, Rick Sorrell from Miami, Florida, and this kid, our junior year, ran I think 40 carries for 222 yards, something like that. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like it. How was it going? Trying to tackle that guy, if you remember.
Well, with him, what I remember is he's shorter, and so you could never find him. So you'd get in a hole, but he was fast and strong. So you'd get in a hole, and the next thing you know, he's in your face, and you're just hanging on for dear life. He was an athlete. It was. That's what I remember. I remember, like, I can't find him, and there he is,
Yes. My memory of him is really our senior year. I met him, you called me on a blitz, and he met me in the hole, and we stalemated. But I promise to God, I felt it all the way down to my toes, man. Because I'm like, how can a kid, he about me 210 at the most, but he was built like steel. And even when you tackled him, I was like he was built like someone way bigger. Yeah. And you that's why he's the all-time leading rusher for the entire conference. Forget his school, the entire conference. Yeah. Ricky Sorrell. So bowl game. Let's get to Duquesne, man. So again, the only game that really matters. Duquesne. So I'm just trying to think of what's your fondest memory? What do you recall about that game?
Well, I mean, obviously the win, but probably the interception late in the game. That felt good, but felt like it helped ice it, but it didn't ice it. Because we ended up having to we gave them the ball back, so there was still that chance. But
Are you trying to say offense gave the ball back up, bro?
You're going to have a bunch of offense.
Did you say that? Oh, okay. I'm just saying. I just want to make sure. I didn't know you. I ain't know you trying to send subliminal messages, bro. I just want to. I didn't know, brother. I didn't know. Hey, we gonna. Hey, offense got a problem. They gonna come on the podcast too. They got a problem. You know, we can talk. You know.
Yeah, there you go. All right, good.
So yeah,
good.
so it was a 3 and out, and then we had to get back on the field. Go ahead, bro. Tell
yeah,
them. Go ahead.
But just the win. You know what I mean? Like Duquesne was. They won. I think they won. Did they won the ECAC before that? Right, the year before.
Yeah, 19-game winning streak.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
so,
they was on there 19. Yeah.
And I just remember, our attitude was we don't lose to Duquesne. That's still my attitude. I hate going to watch Robert Morris play and lose to Duquesne. I don't care if they lose to anybody else. Just don't lose to Duquesne.
I think the first time I saw a loss to Duquesne was I want to say 2002 or something like that on their field. CC was coaching over there. And he was like, Mo, man, hey, I drove in from Philly, just to check him out. And Philly, CC gave me some dap. I'm like, bro, this is my school, but about to get their ass whooped for real. Duquesne was good, man. But that hurt my heart to see that. And I agree with you. To see that, don't want to see that again. But that was my, that was a fun game for me. When I did get in the game, man, that play, with the celebration that everybody laughed at. I remember, like, when Raz said get in, dude, I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew I was going to make that play. I didn't know what it's going to be, if it's going to be a sack, but I knew I was going to make that play. And what you don't know is, that play in particular, I saw it developing. I shared the guy, and I wanted to put my helmet in his face mask. I wanted to hear the echo. I literally, and I launched it to him. He did a little sidestep, and I just tackled him by his ankles. If you look at the tape, you'll literally see me launching, because I said, I'm going to come in here and make a splash. And since he didn't give me my sound, I didn't plan that. I promise to God, I literally was in this religious phase of really just trying to connect with God and spirituality. And I had crosses all over me, and I just got up and just said a prayer. Like, it would just felt natural. I didn't plan that. It just natural. And people always talk about that it was not planned, man. I just felt it. I did it, man. And I get to tell that story about, my spiritual journey. Because literally, that's why I did it. I was just in a spiritual place, just trying to figure things out, man. But yeah, that's our junior year. We win these rings, and hey, by the way, I've lost mine twice, and I don't know where it is, and so I gotta find a dude. I've lost 96 twice, 97 once. I have 97 now, and I don't wear it anymore. I got to call. I've been trying to call the company that we use, and I can't get through. But I have to replace 96. That's an absolute must. I lost. I'm so pissed. Oh, I'm so pissed, man. Yeah. So 97, man, coming to camp. First of all, I can't wait to interview Manilat, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm still pissed at him. Because if he would have came back, I would not have had to learn another position. Oh, pissed me off, man. But I understand his situation. We have talked about it, but on camera, I am gonna cuss his ass out. But yeah, man, 97. What I remember is coming into camp late, and I don't know if you know this. I came to camp late because I couldn't afford a plane ticket to get on time. And I told Rad and Harper this. So I come into camp, I say 3 days late. And as I'm coming in, Dante Payne, like, Mo, I promise to God, Rad was about to send Harper was about to send me to Florida to come get you.
You know what? Now that you say that, I remember that.
So what the hell did you hear, man? Because I'm like, that's messed up. I don't know if you remember anything like that, but
I don't remember exactly. So you just said that. I do remember now something in camp where we had somebody needed. We don't know if Mo's coming back. And Rab was like, hey, no, Mo's coming back. We need to go get him. I do remember that now.
Yeah, man.
Wow, I forgot all about that until you.
Yes, dude. And I came in, dude. So let me tell you what I was doing for the summer. I was working in a meat plant like Rocky. Yeah, man. So it was 28 degrees inside. I worked from 6 to 7 p.m. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the meat locker. So my job was to get chicken trays that's in the ice. So once it's from the slaughterhouse, they pack it in ice and it's sent to the store. My job was to take it out of the ice all day and put it on platters to be wrapped to be sold.
Oh.
So I had on white tee, a hoodie, a plastic coat, a rubber apron, rubber boots, a construction hat, and a pot of boiling water because my hands would go numb, and I would stick my hand in a pot of boiling water every once in a while, and I did that. So, and then let's say you're a business or a restaurant owner, you want to order a case of ribs. I had to go stack it up and go from 28 degrees to 95 outside, Orlando, Florida heat, back and forth. Then when I got off work at 7, I ran to my high school and would run suicides in the pitch darkness, 100. When I say humidity, you can taste it. These mosquitoes ain't got nothing. In the pitch darkness, dude. And then I would come home and do the same thing again the next day. And then I work Saturdays, yeah, man, on Sundays. So and every other day I would, if I could, I would go get lift weights. Wow. So I came into camp again. So 2:30, I'm at 2:35, and I remember coming in, and Dante was like, "Dude, I was just about to go get you." I'm like, "Man, I don't know what the hell they told y'all, man. I told them I'm coming." And then Rad said, when I remember I don't know if you remember this, but you're from Pennsylvania, but this is very unusual to me. It was about 75 degrees, 75 degrees the whole camp, which is very cold to me. So I wore sweatpants, and y'all was loving it. I'm like, it's cold as hell. And Rad said, "Mo, you're on second team." I'm like, "For real?" He said, "Yeah, you didn't come to camp on time." I said, "Motherfucker, okay." So he had me on second team, man. Whaley was in there doing his thing, and I'm sitting there like, okay, we're going to keep doing this. He did this for like 3 or 4 days. Him and Harper treated, I said, damn, what the fuck did I do to deserve this? And then it was like the 3rd or 4th practice, he stopped. He was like, "Stop. I want to introduce y'all to the new starting linebacker, Mo Baptiste." And he made me shake everybody's hand. And I'm like, "Rad, for real, dude?" Man, I have to remember something like this because
I can't believe I don't.
Say it again.
I can't believe I don't. That's what I'm saying. That would be something you remember.
He hazed the shit out of me, and I'm just like, because again, you do that to a player that you think was purposely not trying to come to camp, being a diva. I'm like, dude, I can't afford it. I got punished for being poor. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
but again, I didn't take it personal.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I really did appreciate it because, Rad, in his own way, he did things the way he did it. You know what I'm saying? But I did the best I could at outside. I hated it. I hated every single second because I knew I'm not gonna get caught on this blitz. I'm gonna cover this damn tight end. They want me to cover. That's what they want me to run. I'm not gonna get no blitzes. Because I said if I was at end, Manilac would have been behind me. I get to do what the hell I want. Go get that quarterback. Oh man, I had it all planned out, dude. All planned out for senior year. But yeah, I had to get that out, man. I've been holding that for 20 plus years. I had to get that out.
That's good. I had no idea.
Yeah, man. Senior year again, we lost to Mercyhurst again on some bullshit late in the rain. I don't know if you remember, this was that we were knee high home. Was we home? Yes, we were home. And Archie fumbled a couple times. If you Yeah, Mercyhurst, we lost Mercyhurst in a close game that we should not have lost. Defense, actually, statistically, we balled. There was a fumble or two that we should have gotten because it was a sloppy game. Offense. Woo! I can't. I want to talk to an offense. I wish somebody would talk about that game and say something. I want Cleary to say something that game. I want him to. Yeah. But we lost to them. Who else did we lose to? We lost to 3 games. So Hurst, Dayton, of course. And who was the third team we lost to that we should not have lost to? I cannot remember who we lost to.
Did we play Towson again? I don't think we played Towson again, did we?
We played, that's who it was.
Oh,
let me tell you why you don't remember Townsend. We shouldn't forget that game. Remember the guy we made All-American who had 502 total yards, the running back who had like 200 yards rushing and 300 yards. No, he had 300 yards rushing, and we made him. And you don't remember this game, do you? They kept running a pick play, and they wouldn't call it. They would just run pick plays for him, and you got to watch that game because it's a forgettable game. We only lost by 3 points, but we gave up over 500 yards on defense.
Yeah, I was injured. That was the game. That was right after that's the only injury I've ever had in football. Against Wagner at the end of the game, I separated I got a sprain in my shoulder, and we had a week off, right? Before the Towson game was our bye week. So I didn't practice. Yeah, I didn't practice for 2 weeks, and then I was playing. I couldn't hit with my right shoulder at all.
Who started at middle?
I played.
Oh, you played? Okay.
I played. I just was hurt. I was hurt, so I couldn't. I remember that dude run right up the middle, right over top of me. Yeah.
Yeah, that game, man. That was the first and only interception of my life. Cause Dunn batted, he couldn't catch it, so he just batted it to me, and I just caught it, and they tackled me. But I gotta remember stupid shit like that because it's my only one. But yeah, man, that game, all I remember was like this one kid was just we couldn't stop him. They would not call that damn pick, man. Me and O'Connell just kept looking at each other like, complaining to the ref, like they can't do this. This is illegal. They never called it, and he just kept and I just want to watch that game. Actually, I'm curious just to watch that game because it was ugly, man.
Yeah.
Offense. I'm gonna give offense credit. They did save us that game. It was close because of offense, for sure.
Well, I not to toot my own horn, but I think I put up 6 in that game too.
You put up you put up 6 that game too? I'm trying to. You probably. I'm shit.
I was at Towson, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
so offense did what they did. You returned 1. Amp Lee returned a return. So that's 14 right there. And then we lost by 3 or 35-38. I don't know why I remember that.
I can't remember that number.
It was tied up. They kicked the last second field goal. They really should have blew us out, but they didn't. Hey, Nate, it is now raining and lightning is coming.
All right, bro.
Before I leave, though, man, let me see. So we got up the senior year. We win another championship. Georgetown was so much fun. And the fun thing about what I loved about it was that not only did we know everything that they was going to do on offense, but we got to even learn about what they was going to do on defense. So we was helping defensive out calling out. But it was so basic and predictable. And we're like, oh, my God, these people about to get out coached, and they just don't know it. We knew everything because they were so predictable. It was like, and I remember Rad kept saying, and Harper kept saying, they can't be this consistent. They cannot be this stupid. They ran the same basic plays the same way. I'm gonna take the other school was CW Post, who was a big time D2 school with them big linemen that was 300 NFL size, and we whooped their ass. I think we had 10 sacks that game or something crazy like that.
They went
Spencer
0.
had 4 or 5 by himself. Who's boy? I just want to talk to Spence. By the way, I never seen Spence mad. I've never seen Spence mad. Have you ever seen Spence mad?
Just when drank a little bit.
Yeah. We ain't talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about, brother. We ain't talking about that. We ain't gonna put that man business out there. Boy, Spence used to throw them things down, but but that's neither here nor there. But my brother, I appreciate you, man, and see, this wasn't that bad, right?
That was a lot of fun. I was happy to talk to you again, man.
Hey, likewise, man. Again, man, I love the competition. I'm telling you, I was trying to take your spot. I ain't gonna lie to you, and I
had no idea.
What'd you say?
I said I had no idea that you were.
I wanted. Hey, I'm telling you, if I ain't had them concussions, boy, I felt like I had a pretty good chance. But no, I think everything happened the way it's supposed to, man. And again, you a legend, man. You deserve your credit. Again, if you're a Robert Morris recruit, you want to come ball, you better do your research and get in the weight room. Oh, we gonna do a part 2 because I want to talk about when you did try to work out with me right after your year. And I also want to talk about fight night.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you remember a conversation we had. You actually came to me and asked a question.
No, tell me about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you about that because it was simple. Like, it was kind of, oh shit, it stopped raining. But okay, I'll say a little bit so we can continue. So let's just talk about those two things. So, man, I remember you and Jake, senior year, college career's over. And y'all y'all got y'all invites to certain camps. And I just remember y'all humbly like, Mo, man, we want to work out with you. And y'all worked out with me one day. I never saw y'all again. You probably don't remember this.
Well, I remember working out with you for a while during the season. Didn't we work out together a few times?
Not during seasons. Oh, it was. We worked out a couple times.
All season. Yeah.
Season.
Yeah, because I was an idiot, never worked out during the season.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's funny? I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I wish I did, knowing what I know now. And you think about that too, dude. They ain't have no weight program.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody did their own thing. There was no coach telling us what to do. Everybody, for the most part, And I lived up in that thing.
Yeah, when those guys tell the stories about the old Steelers, where they come in and they were smoking and drinking, and that was us. That was us. You know what I mean?
Dude. And there's so many stories I want to tell, but that's not my place to tell. You know what I'm saying? It relates to us. Things that I knew about my teammates. And it's funny, this ain't nothing new. All football teams can tell these stories, man, and as relates to the unique personalities, if you will, of the people that we played with, and no matter, again, it's that's the blessing to play the sport of football is to have, because every team gonna have those dudes, man, and those dudes are usually your best players. Yeah. The knuckleheads and the ones that get into trouble are usually your best players, and so they usually lived a lifestyle that was not ideal, but nevertheless, you see how politically correct I'm saying all this, man?
Yeah, you're doing good.
But yeah, so fight night. What you remember about fight night, though?
I remember that was the most tired I've ever been in my life. That's 3 sports. I played 3 sports in high school, basketball included, and I've never been that tired in my life, and I only fought a round and a half or whatever it was. Yeah. And they were shortened rounds.
Man.
I was not prepared for that.
And for those who don't know, Fight Night was an opportunity where college students, Robert Morris students, could box each other, headgear, etc. But I'm gonna tell you what I remember, man. You actually came to me and like, Mo, man, any advice? And I was like, dude, man, it's just something that Rad always said, he's an athlete. Of course he's gonna win. Every football player that's ever been in Fight Night has won. Like, of course he's gonna win. Man, I remember Delonte Perkins. My God, you talk about pure athlete, and he destroyed the kid. I remember O'Connell did his thing, and when you came to me, you were like, in advice, I said, dude, your jab. You look at your freaking arms. Ain't nobody hitting you. I told you, if you just keep maintaining that left jab, and when you want, follow up with a right, you're gonna be fine. That's exactly what you did too. You kept them off. You was tired, but you knew you was doing your thing, and of course you won because you're a freaking athlete. But yeah, I remember that though. That was hilarious. But Rad was like, of course he's gonna win. Every football player who's fighting, oh, of course he's gonna win. He's an athlete. He'll know. Yeah, no doubt in Brad's mind. Of course he's gonna win. Yeah, man. So last but not least, man. So family, man. You got kids, and so you coach. So tell me about that. How was it coaching your kid, and what did you learn from being on the other side?
Well, you learn as the youth. You're trying to get them. You're trying to teach them to love the game. You have coming as a competitor. You come out of there, and it's not always, especially when they're younger. It's not always about competing. But here's what I'll say. When they're 8 and under, 9 and under, 10, it starts to be competing in my mind. The world doesn't see it that way anymore. I can tell you that just from what I'm saying, which I think is a bad thing. It's not a good thing. Right. They want to go. It's all fun and games up until high school. You know what I mean? Or even through high school, you'll still hear people talking about it. Oh, they're just to have fun. Well, it is to have fun, but again, like I said in the very beginning, the fun for me was competing. That's what I look forward to. Like the actual competition, winning or losing. I didn't want to lose, but I wanted that opportunity. Like I relished that. I could go out and we're going to win. You know what I mean? Because of what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Not saying that I'm the only thing, but you know what I'm saying. Like I can be part of that. I'm going to contribute to that win. And so when they're little, you want to teach them that, but you also want to make them enjoy the game, and you want to teach them the fundamentals. You know what I mean? I will say, with my own son, by the time he was about 12, we had a pact. Because most of the time, with youth programs, it's dad's coaching. We had a pact. I don't coach my kid, and you don't coach your kid. You know what I mean? Like, because by then, I could be saying positive things to my son, and all he's hearing is negative, because I was pretty, I always use him as an example. You always do those kind of things. So, maybe if I have any regrets, it would probably be that I wasn't as positive for him. I was positive for everybody else's kid. I was positive for, but mine, no, you're gonna do this. You know what I mean? I think he appreciates it. He's in college now. He's at Edinburgh University, and he's trying to earn his spot there. So, that's what I learned from those kids was there. You teach them to love it, and you teach them the fundamentals, and now you teach them that it's time to compete. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it. I see as a whole, I think there's a lot less teaching the compete part. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to want to win. Like, the whole not keeping score. It's okay to be upset about losing. That's, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. And life is nothing but winning and losing. That's all life is. It's ups and downs, and it's dealing with the winning, and it's dealing with the losing. You can win good, and you can win bad. You can lose good, and you can lose bad. You know what I mean? And that's what it. And if you take a piece of that out of the youth today, there's a piece missing that they don't know how to lose. You know what I mean? Because they never had to lose.
Yeah, man. It's I hear people our age and older always saying that, and I obviously I agree, and it is something that's missing, and I think we are doing a lot of ways with kids disservice by this idea that everybody wins, which is just not realistic, and not true. But yeah, I can imagine. But also, man, you mentioned something that I wonder is competitiveness taught, right? Is it taught, or is it something that's innate? Because that's something that psychologists, I guess, can talk about, and there's probably even an answer that we don't know. But it's always something that I'm curious about as far as, because again, I also wonder, like, if you were taken away as a middle linebacker on the field with 10 other guys, and I was always wondering what was driving everybody else. You know what I'm saying? We all came together and you know, towards a goal, but everybody's motives was different, you know. But yeah, you said, you know, yours was the competition piece, you know. For somebody else, it could be something totally different. But again, I do appreciate those that people from different walks of life too, man, because not everybody on defense hung out with each other and partied and none of that. But in the locker room, it was a certain way, you know, and on the field, defensive side, you know, certain things where it was just always cool to see Dunn and Payne interact and their little inner jokes. And I don't know if you remember, they used to be always yelling out, "I have no legs. I have no legs." Geisler was saying that a whole but we were tired as hell. And you talking about, that's a perfect description, boy. Not having legs, boy, in camp. Oh my God, yeah. I just remember that chant. You know, I have no legs, and it's like, what the hell are they talking about? Then I saw the movie. What was that? What movie was that? Trading Places, I think, with Eddie Murphy. Yeah. No, that's not true. That's not true. What movie is that?
I think it's the one with it's about the youth or something
Kids.
like that. I remember.
Yeah, the movie Kids. Yeah, the guy on the subway.
Yeah,
man, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, dude, that's not funny." Like, no, we're not gonna be laughing at this. Oh man, like this is real. This dude, oh man, that was that. Yeah, I felt bad, man, because I did not have a reference for where that was from. But yeah, man, just being so. I keep saying last but not least. Throw something else at you. So you mentioned hunting and fishing, which I've never done, and especially fishing. I'm from Florida, lake maybe a block from my house. I've never been fishing, man. I'm in Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains, and this soon. I know. See that look on your face, right? I will eventually. I'm just looking for the right opportunity, man. But I actually want to challenge you on something. No. What are you doing for physical fitness, man?
Me?
Yeah.
For a while there, when I was trying, I didn't lift when I was in high school, and I didn't want my son to go through the same thing. I know and most of the reason I didn't lift when I got to high school is because I wasn't strong, so I didn't want a younger kid giving me shit. You know what I mean? So I didn't want that to happen with my kid. So from the time my kid was probably 10 or 11, he's been working out with a trainer, with a guy that has a shop. And so I didn't feel right. I couldn't tell him, you got to go do this. I'll watch and I'll pick you up later. Right, so I did work out with him for about 3 years. I was doing the workouts in with the trainer. And then I want to say it's probably been close to 2 years now. I haven't, I got hurt. I hurt myself, and then I'm inherently lazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm inherently lazy. So,
hey, a reason why I asked is I actually want to post a challenge to you, man. Encourage you to go hiking.
Yeah.
Go hiking because, man, I'm telling you, I've had 3 knee surgeries. Dude, I trail run.
I saw your post just the other day about the trail you did on your trip.
Yeah, but I'm actually gonna post video from it.
Yeah.
So wait till you see the terrain that I run, dude. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but what it reminds me of is football. It's the closest thing as far as the footwork. So I think that anybody with good feet, right? So I think it'll help you. I think you would really enjoy it, to be honest with you, because the average age of trail runners is in the 40s. It's I've run 5 half marathons so far, but no, that's regular road. I'm not doing any more of those. But listen to me, Nate. Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm telling you to start off hiking because it's gonna be good for your knees, your ankles, your back. I promise you. Now, if you get used to the hiking and have some fun, and you have the spirit move you to pick up the pace, that's trail running. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that at our age, and don't I know the knees thing, but I'm telling you, it will help. At the very least, if you hike, it will help. I promise you. Just trust me.
Well, and I don't disagree. I hike a lot because I have a bird dog, so I hunt upland birds with
right.
dogs. I do during hunting season. I do a lot of hiking through the woods looking for birds. I've never done it on a regular basis, but no, I don't have that dog anymore. You're right. I would like to do that. I need to motivate my family to do that type of stuff. But it's a little tough. They don't like. I can tell you that they don't.
They don't like the outdoors.
They don't like just hiking. Yeah, no. Like I like to go out. Like you
Right.
those shoes and things like that. They don't. And I suppose I was like that when I was younger. They don't appreciate the splendor and the beauty at the moment. They're on a, we got to go do this, we got to go do that kind of try. You know what you are when you're.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I'm telling you, that's them. When we talking about you though, man, I'm encouraging you, man, especially with some elevation in it, with the rocky stuff. Because like I said, I can't wait to share my run to show people, like, again, it's a slower pace, but you gotta. It's like doing the rope. Like you gotta get your feet up, and again, I think it's certain people that I play with. I think you would be good at it. I'm trying to think of some other people with good feet that are like some athletes that could do this. Because again, I'm having fun doing it, and I've actually had some other former football players actually won 4-time All-American here at University of Tennessee Chattanooga, and he killed it, man. His first time, he had on regular tennis shoes on, and again, the terrain is I'm not gonna lie, it's challenging, but he killed it. Yeah. So there's some people, like I said, I just picture out there doing really well out there. But yeah, just something to think about. And again, Spirit movie, like I said, you get enough shape, maybe do a half marathon on the trails. Maybe, bro. It's not impossible. That's all I'm saying. Or maybe a 5K. Maybe a 5K on the trail.
Maybe a 5K.
I will take that.
There is no endurance athlete sitting on this side of the computer. I can tell you that.
I promise you, he in there, man. He in there. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. If he in me, I'm telling you, he in you.
My brother does it. My brother's run marathons. My brother does. He did MMA. He's got belts in MMA. You know what I mean? So they run. Him and his wife run all the time. You know what I mean? And I'm impressed with them. They got their girls doing it, everything. That whole running thing, that whole endurance thing doesn't. I'm more likely to get back in the weight room than I am.
All I've said is, no matter what, just make sure you add hiking, because it's gonna take care of everything.
I'll give you hiking. Marathons that's a stretch.
Hey, I'll take it, bro. You know what? I'm gonna be realistic, because I'm gonna ask other people. There's some people I'm gonna ask, I knew you would be a long shot. There's some people that I know are long shots. I'm not going to kid myself, but I'm going to ask anyway. Yeah. But man, hiking though, I think that's something that I think it would be dope if we went out hiking in that area. Whether it's doing homecoming, what have you. That would be dope as hell. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Sure. Versus tearing your ACL in the flag football game, because these idiots who forget that they how old they are, and like, come on, man. I laugh every single time. Pull hamstring, ACL, my favorite, Achilles tendon tear. Yeah. At homecoming, you deserve that, man.
I went fishing with my son yesterday and slipped on a rock and about pulled my hamstring. So I ain't doing no flag football. You don't have to worry about that.
People like, hold on, but I did see you playing semi-pro, right?
Oh, that was a long time.
Dude, what in the world? So after winning championships, because I'm gonna tell you the reason why I bring that up. Let me tell you who else did this. CC, Hendershot, Freddie P, Reggie Chambers. These are people I know for sure that played semi-pro after winning championships, playing with people that only played Little League football. I never understood that, dude. Listen to people talking about their glory days in Little League, and I'm like, I won rings. I refuse to play with you on the field. That's an insult to me. And you guys are doing that. Y'all crazy.
I'll tell you how it happened for me. Right after we got done playing, I wanted nothing to do with that. I saw it just like you saw it. Those dudes are guys that probably had, some of them actually had other offers, the big time offers, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they didn't have the brains to stay, straight on the straight and narrow
Right.
and you don't have to be on that straight of a path, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I was like, Cleary did it right out after we were done. When we got done with college, and I didn't have what it takes to go to the next level or whatever, I was kind of done with football. I went on and wanted to do, I actually got into motocross and was racing dirt bikes and things like that, So you want to talk about, actually, the only thing that was just as tired as fight night was racing dirt bikes. Never been so tired in my life. Those dudes are in way better shape than you. Look into that.
Oh, I believe you. I already know. You got to control that thing. Oh, I understand that. Core strength. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so then I started coaching. What I did is I got into coaching semi-pro with Cleary. And I spent a season coaching those guys, you know what I mean? Just because I enjoyed it. I wanted to, pass on what I knew from Rad and that kind of stuff. But as I was out there, it irritated the shit out of me that they were not, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. How do you not understand it? You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? And at that time, I was probably 32, 33. So it was well after we were done. You know what I mean? Yeah, because, I was definitely in my 30s, mid-30s. And I was like, you know what?
The player coach?
No, I went. So the next year, I said, you know what? I know I can do it better than these schmucks, so I'm going to do it. And I went out there, and again, it's the competitive piece, and it's the lead by example piece. That's a natural thing. I'm not a talker. You know what I mean? So we're out of practice, and I'm like, they're gonna do punt, just practice punt return. You know what I mean? Well, we need a second team punt to work. Well, I'm the old man. I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Right. But nobody else was doing it. So guess what the old man does? Okay, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna show this kid that's been running his mouth. You know what I mean? That I can still do this. And I have never ever pulled any muscle in my life. I've been fortunate. I don't have a whole lot of football injury. I run down that practice field and I'm trying to beat this kid now who's 22 and hasn't, you know what I mean, in high school football. He's fresh. And I got stifled. The hamstring just went.
Yes, sir.
I fell down, and I had the blood. Like I tore it. I had the whole blood thing down there. Yeah, and then so at that point, then it became, these some bitches think they got me. I'm coming back. I'm gonna play. So I played one season. I came back and played one season. Got voted to the All-Star team. I was like, I'm done. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, shit. I'm your boy. Oh, man. So that's your only injury of your football career?
Well, like I said, in college.
Oh, shoulder. Yeah.
Shoulder, but I didn't miss any games. I started in college, so I was very, very fortunate. Yeah, I didn't hurt myself in football at all. Basketball is where I got hurt the most.
We ain't even talking about your basketball career. Yeah, what position you play? I know you know how many points you average. I know you know that. High school, senior.
Oh, because actually, I didn't like basketball. I never played basketball until my junior year in high school. So yeah. But again, we're talking about when I'm 6'3".
So you play set? What position you play?
Yeah, forward, something like that. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, man. Man, we let me see how much time we've been on here. Hour and 45. We about 4 minutes shy of my record so far. Gwen, about your wife who was a softball player, right? Robert Morris.
Yeah.
Right? And she from your neighbor,
No, she's from Delaware.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was born in Philadelphia and then moved to Wilmington, Delaware.
Got you, man. Okay, so I know about Wilmington because I lived right after we graduated. Me and Rob Frazier, Glenn Mills is right on the border of Delaware. Yeah. So,
she lived in Claymont, which is north of Wilmington. So it's right off of 301. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. But yeah, man, I guess that's about it, man. This lightning, boy, is right to my right. It is coming, boy. It's teasing me. So I'm gonna go ahead and respect it, man. But again, I appreciate you agreeing to do this, man, with little description, because I'm like, man, I probably scared Nate away. They ain't doing this shit.
No, I enjoyed. I was happy to talk to you. I enjoyed our time together at Robert Morris, and I was excited. Proud to say that I got a bunch of friends that are doctors now.
Oh man, dude, I despise that title. That's another conversation for another time, man. Another conversation for another time, dude. But yeah, man, we're gonna do this again in person, man. That's the goal. Everybody I told, man, we're gonna try to do this in person, man. And if there's a homecoming, which it probably won't be, ain't gonna be no school, man. Ain't gonna be. Not kid ourselves, but as soon as we get an opportunity to come back, I guarantee everybody coming back. So that's gonna be real cool, man. But yeah, man, again, I appreciate you, man, and coming on, man. Tell the family I said hello, and we gonna do this again.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mo. It was great to talk to you.
Likewise, man. Be easy. Have a good one.
You too. See ya.